Let's start with the appetizers here.
Yes.
We have Jorja Smith, an artist who we really love on classic episodes of Audioface, 2017, 2018. I remember songs like Teenage Fantasy, that entire album, Lost and Found.
Album was
2018,
amazing.
let me get it right.
Yeah.
It was really good. And so Addicted, I think, is like kind of like one of the first things we're hearing coming from her in a while, right?
Yes.
What do you think?
I think it's a great track. Her voice is still there. It's production, everything is a little bit different from what it was before a couple of years ago, because a couple of years before is a little bit slower compared, because halfway through Addicted it like speeds up a little bit, but you still have the brilliant lyricism and stuff she has through it. It's very good. I like it. I'm hoping I believe she's gonna be releasing an album this year from what I've read so far.
Yeah, I hope so. I've definitely wanted to hit a little bit more music from her, and she's one of those artists who has taken a little bit of time.
She's taken a bit of time, but I mean, she's had a lot. I remember her last album. We both like adored it. We really, really liked it. So it's one of those where she's such a good artist. I want her to just take her time with everything, and I'm glad, because so far for a single, this is what's more to come. I want more of it.
Yeah, absolutely. We then move on to the namesake herself, Noname.
Noname, yes.
With Rainforest.
Amazing track. So this came out in February, and I was telling Dan a little bit ago, I was like, hey, did we ever talk about this? I don't think we did, because this song is hilarious, but like in a really
in a no-name kind of
thing. Exactly. So like, it's just spoken word style of rap and everything. Production's very rhythmic based. Lots of percussion throughout it. Good track. But then it's just, typical anti-capitalist herself, Noname. I love the chorus. It goes, "How do you get closer to love? How you eliminate all your sadness when you open it up? How you make excuses for billionaires you broke on the bus?" Just hilarious. So just going in basically about stuff being African American and in and overtly racist society and stuff, and kind of going in on that, going in on class structure and everything in the track. But the thing with Rainforest is, at least for stuff that I've listened to in like my little indie circles, it's getting traction in a lot of indie ways. So it's getting play on a lot of indie stations and everything. I'm like, I remember hearing Rainforest maybe about a month ago. I go, okay, that's interesting. And now I hear it maybe like a couple of times a week now. So it's getting out there more to people, which is interesting, because I didn't think Noname would really be an artist for that, because hers is, I love her music, but I didn't think it'd be more mainstream in a way because of how polarizing her lyrics are.
Well, I mean, I definitely can see that. I think a lot of, definitely indie for sure, but there are a number of genres, definitely not a lot of, because country's its whole separate story. We've talked about Morgan Wallen more than enough on this podcast. Check out previous episodes for that. None here. But I think indie is one of those genres where we're seeing artists really come up who are like of color. We just did one, Genesis Owusu, who's like really bending that like line between indie and like rap, or indie and R&B, and it's just like really powerful in that way. So I think the overlap is there, and I think the acceptance of people of color in certain genres is definitely better, indie for sure, than others, country. But yeah, just Noname comes with more lyrics that are just fire, really pointed. I do remember of all of them the Millionaires lyric, and just like all those pointed things about like, basically she's going to be like continue singing about this until a billion years are gone. It's just wild. I love her. She's really good. That's why it's the Noname vocal word.
Yes.
And now for a little bit of indulgence, we have the Lout EP by the Horrors.
Yeah, so this is the first big thing from the Horrors since their Album of the Year award winning on Audioface, Album 5, which is
2017 from the first Audioface Awards.
Which
blew us away.
I still listen to that album a lot. Love it.
Yeah.
EP, so you got 3 tracks. It's got Lout, Org, and Whiplash, and it is a bit different. It's a bit different than 5, for sure. So Lout, that opening track, is way more rocky. It's really like dystopian. It's very, very dark. All 3 tracks are way more dark compared to 5, because 5 you'll get like little dark metal themes and stuff.
It's like, it makes it almost techno metal because the drums.
Yeah. It's that like industrial-ish metal for the opening track. The vocals and stuff have like a filter on it, so you can barely kind of understand it. But it's very different to what it is for that. But I did enjoy Lout. Then you get to Org, which is more of like your straight up experimental glitch electronic music, like just out of left field. And I'm like, this is insane, but I'm kind of with it.
I was like headbanging in my car.
I was just like,
it's so good.
It's just like insane. Yeah.
Concerts,
it actually, you know what it
please.
reminds? Son of a bitch. What's that really crazy band or duo, I should say? Death Grips.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of Death Grips.
Interesting.
Which is just like, that super glitchy, weird stuff where it's just not for everybody. But I'm starting to appreciate and like a bit more.
I want to stop you here because I think I understand what the Horrors are doing. And I think this is a band we really like. We've talked about one song that's on here. This is an EP. And this is a whole new sound that they're doing. And it's pretty cohesive as it goes together. These are some different vibes, but this is a new sound they're going for. And we know the Horrors can do this. These are probably 3 songs off of an upcoming album or project.
Yes.
And we have a singles rule that we've had to be very strict about for a reason, especially with artists we like. So this is a practice in accountability. And
so
we
Loud Org, that's it. I'm not going to talk about Whiplash, even though I really want to.
Yeah, bro, I really want to.
I really want to talk about it.
I even had to stop halfway through Whiplash when I realized, oh, fuck, we have the rule. But this is likely, if we're predicting this correctly, and not getting disclosured, then that means that
if we're not getting gorillas.
Well, not getting disclosure in the sense of they release an EP that is like cohesive on its own, but it's like, by the way, our whole album doesn't really sound like that.
Yeah.
But
hopefully,
assuming that this is just not like 5-dimensional chess, and assuming this is a little bit of a new album sound, again, like Jorja Smith. Oh wow, all of our 2017 like freshman year classes.
I know we're coming back.
It's nostalgia, baby. So yeah, those are the new singles we've picked for this week. If you want us to review other singles, there are a lot of ways you can get in contact with us. Reach out to us on Twitter at AudiofacePod. Reach out to us on Instagram at the same handle, AudiofacePod. What do you know it? Our YouTube channel is also youtube.com/AudiofacePod. We keep the branding pretty consistent there. I like to do that. And that's just really helps us grow the show. It helps us really understand what y'all want us to do and listen to, and it makes the show fun. Generally speaking, bonus episodes of Audioface are really great. Our State of Music 2021 conversation released last week, and those are really good episodes. We talk about a really broad-reaching conversation. I think it was actually one of our best conversations ever, at least structure-wise. So let's see how the predictions go of how the music industry turns out. I love that since the Grammys were delayed, it dropped on the day after the Grammys, so it's like a nice shadow response to it. But definitely check that out. We did a Doom bonus episode earlier this year. And by the way, we're doing a Daft Punk bonus episode later this week. We're very excited about that. Check that out. We're really going to like it. It's excited for you. We have even more bonus episodes set up for the future because we're going to do our anniversary episode sometime in May, at least for like the year thing. So we got a couple things up our sleeves here. But make sure you follow Audioface for all those things. Power Report, we did an amazing episode because obviously a really big story that happened in America this week was the killing in Atlanta of like all those people, 6 of them being Asian women, and the sort of that in the contextualization of a rise in violence of Asians and Pacific Islanders throughout like North America and throughout the world. And so I was able to talk to 2 Canadian journalists who are Asian women who are like had really good perspectives about these things on Power Report. It's a new episode. It's up now. You can check that out at powerreport.world. That's a website you can go to for all the links. And I think it's a really good episode. Also, I go in on New York, the state of New York's most powerful family. So you don't want to check that out. I have so many receipts. It's amazing. I was laughing when I was making that episode. I'm like, gotcha. And then thank Dan, it's Friday, my Twitch stream that has been on hiatus for a little while. It's coming back, goddammit. I am on a warpath and it is going to be back this Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. I'll get some plans for them. I'll have some plans for them. Some news will happen and I'll talk about it. It'll be cool. But that's all the plugs. Make sure you're just checking us out. We appreciate it and we appreciate you.